Hello, the game has started and it's me to go first. I have a fairly balanced rack. I can go with outlaw. I don't think there's a 7 here. 26. Not a good pickup. The 2 U's, dreadful. But I do have the Z and a handy position for the L, so that'll get me out of trouble if it remains available. If not, I suppose, well, I don't have a Z play that gets the Z doubled twice, believe it or not, so that is a shame. Now Zulu still remains available. Just wondering if there's a Z play here. But no, it's too tempting to get rid of both U's in one hit. Zulu for 33. Duplicate city. I've got 2 I's and 2 E's. Imbued through a U. 3 U's on the board, but not one of them available. Embed would leave 2 I's on the rack. Not ideal, but a decent score. I don't think embed is good. I would really like to get rid of one of these I's. Opponent bingos and takes the lead. I'll just check embed. Yeah, embed's fine as well. Not a bad pickup. There will be words ending in IVE, I'd say. But the P and the C a little bit clunky with the V. Captive, but the L. I've got the CH ending, so I have pilch. Just looking at this extra I don't know if it helps the rack much. Now there will be words ending in IC, but I don't know if there are any. Pelvic, don't know if that can take an S, but well, it's inconsequential because there are no places to hook. It onto, so okay, maybe pilch is worth doing for 36. Not a great pickup. I just can't seem to get to bingo territory here, so I've got to get rid of the V. Opponent scores well with Doi. And Eth. I have Eth here for 30. Pity it can't take a V in front. 30. Is that worth doing? I don't have anything that goes under D00. That would be a nice score. Wow, opponent's likely to get in there. I'm going with F for 30. Two G's and a V. That's not the makings of a bingo. Although there will be some bingos that do incorporate a V and two G's. For example, veggies, vagia, and a few ing ending words. But let's focus on what we have rather than what could be. I still don't have anything to go after D00. That's a shame. Opponent likely to get in there first. Now, Vog is good, and that would sort the rack out. Or even Vag here. Takes an I though, and I don't even have an I. Now what about this I here? Not quite an 8 that I can see. Pity I don't have an N for vegan, or that's been blocked anyway. Now Vog does play across the top of WU. This hotspot here. Doog is no good. So what to do? Vog. That'll set me up for a bingo next turn. And it does, electing through the I. And EDH takes an S, but not seeing a bingo with the blank as an S. Gentress. What about an IN word? Injecting? No, that would be a 9. And I don't have the... Yeah, so gentress and electing are the ones I've spotted. What about the W? There probably is a 7 in this rack as well. Ooh, opponent has blocked my bingo, and now I do have to find a 7, and this would be the best spot. So, genetic. Oh, doesn't play. Genetic does not play. Agenetic is good as well, and that'll play here. Yeah, 73. Not a bad pickup. Now I do have a play here, keg, for 40. That's a good score. Could maybe even improve upon that. A longer word. Kedar, 42. I think it's Kedar with a H at the end, but might be without the H too. Now, look at the CK option. Drac. Or Drac. How many E's to come? 2, 4, 6. And only 4 A's. Drac. Oh, recline. Opponent gets in there first. 30 points. KE no good. But I think this hotspot here is going to score quite well. Now Kang is good. I like the rack leave. 42. Oh, not AYE. So it has to be. What does it have to be? It has to be. Vowels and consonants are fairly balanced, so I think. Do I get rid of the D or the G? Probably the G. Although, having said that, I do have an N, and I could benefit from picking up one of those I's to create an ING ending to possibly play through these floaters. I don't think it's a very major consideration, but I'll go with Ked, even though I could play Kedar. Ked for 40. I do draw one of the I's, but I don't have an ING bingo because of the duplicate R and the X. Raxing is good. Ooh, Sovereign, very nice score, 39. But I'll be coming back with 42, so that'll be quite good. And a decent rack leave. But just before I do pull the trigger on that one, Raxering, not a thing. No, I think Rax is the play here. And that'll also take out the E and the T as floaters. I like this. Not bad. The Q wasn't part of the plan, but the rest of the rack, excellent. Chin plays at the top here and frustrates the bingo lane somewhat because more vowels play under P than under Q. So this does stifle bingo prospects for opponent. He's played Jotas, and I think I'm better off actually taking the J score if I have one. Oh, I've got Jane at a minimum and Jean. Anything with the G? So if I play Jean, oh, what am I doing? I don't want to play the N necessarily. Opponent's very close. I think I'll go with Jane for 33. Actually, Jane. I don't want to leave a vowel next to the double. It's 33 points. I've still got QI in the bottom right here and QI under the P, so I'll be fine. Kintar is the play that jumps out at me, and Niqab onto a B. I'm still tempted to play Q. I've got Chin again. Wow, these are looking more bingo-y now than they did before. Kintar doesn't play, unfortunately, because of IR. I do have a small lead, but that'll be swallowed up by opponent's next play. Kintar doesn't play anywhere. Trank doesn't play anywhere. Or does it? Niqab plays here, but it's face value. Not worth doing. Okay, look at these Mersian Merinos. That is dangerous. So Chin leaves one in the bag. I guess there is an IES ending bingo option here. But I wonder actually if I make it harder for opponent, something like Gratin like that, then I've still got Chin down here, and oh, my time's quite low. Is there a way of playing an I here so that I can play my Q in two spots? Grain, no. Gratin. What are the chances of me getting stuck with the Q? I'm just afraid of opponent bingoing. And if he plays down there, then I might well be stuck with the Q. I think I'll go with cat, because IES wouldn't work, because PA, yeah, I'm going with this. What have I got here? Do I have a bingo? Grayson, no, that's two E's. Rising plus an E. What about this N? Negronis, no. So, Singia, no. Oh, my time's pretty low as well. Singia, no. Resign, no. Resigning, resigning, no. grins. I suppose I have grins. What are my other options? Gores. Wow, pretty close at the end here. I need to score well. Recline doesn't take any front hooks or extensions. Maybe it does. No chance of scoring off the top of the BI. Opponent down to 2 minutes. I've got 55 seconds. Grins. So 29. Zulus and opponents trying for a bingo. I'll go with grins for 29 and immersion. No S for opponent's immersion. And I can play, where can I play IE, Gi, and die. So I'm definitely going out. Wow, pretty close at the end. If opponent could have bingoed right at the end, he would have won it. Rhyme, okay, opponent's play hasn't given me any extra advantage, so I'll go with Gi for 8. And that's the end of the game, 430 to 379. Thank my opponent. Let's see what we missed. Outlaw was best for 26 from the opening rack. Opponent had loaf, that looks fine. Zulu was best for 33 with that rack leave. There was a 50-point play, MZ. Where was that? 8. There, cross, but look how awful that rack leave is. So that's why analyzers prefers the Zulu play. And Datarias, Diaspora, Radiators, there were a few there. And Abrades, Acarids. Opponent goes with Radians and Embed for 39. Bedim, extra 2 points. That would have been better. So, and then Aphelion, but tricky to spot from the A of Outlaws. And Felonia, the anagram of Aphelion, onto this A. Yeah, okay. Now, no bingo here. I took a while searching. Pelvic did play, but Pilch best in the top there. So Doi for 36 looks okay for opponent. Now though for 30, N5. Okay, though, but it really gives back such easy score for opponent, even though the rack leave is really strong. especially combined with this eye. You'd have to draw pretty poorly not to bingo. I went for the safer play, F, 30 points. Urnfield for 24 onto Eld. That's quite nice. Urnfield. Tricky to spot. Opponent went with was. I got Vog down for 15, which is similar in equity score to the top play. And now opponent's got Rarify for 28. Doesn't spot that. Goes with FY, which blocked my bingos plural through I. There were a few. But agenetic. Oh, neglect. 11E. Oh, look at that 4-timer. I neglected to look at the top scoring position. The hooks for do. Dune. I do know that hook, but I just didn't spot neglect. Anyway, tangents playable. Just transposing the blank, and that was through the A of outlaws. Agenetic was my play, but neglect. Look at that, 50 points. Oh, sorry, not 50. That's a bit optimistic. 30 points more. Recline for 30 looks fine for opponent. Ked for 40 was best. And, so maybe Kedai is not good with, it must be only with the H at the end. Kedah. Sovereign was best for 39. Opponent gets that done. And now the scores are quite close, but I do have the racks play. Axe for 52. J13. Axe, that's quite nice actually. Even though it's consonant heavy, the leave, it takes out two very useful floaters. I suppose axe does take an S front hook, so a bingo could still be played, but not very likely. But yeah, Rax is fine. And Jotas for 50 was best. Now I thought about playing off QI. I could have played it down the bottom for 37, giving me roughly not really a bingo's lead. Just under a bingo's lead. But Chin for 41 in the same spot. 10 in the bag. Yeah, I think these are both strong plays, but I thought if I leave the J and I give a 40-point play to opponent, then he's only about 10 behind or something after my play. So I thought take out the most obvious high-scoring play, assume opponent cannot bingo on this next turn, and I think I made the right choice. Jane, opponent close, but not close enough. Boy for 25 would have been best. Opponent plays bit for 20. Now, cat for 18, that was my play, and I just thought the underlap was a little bit trickier than QIN, chin, because it allowed an IES ending, and I did see there was the possibility. Ironies, for example. I just didn't want that potential to eventuate. So I went with cat just to make it a little bit trickier. And wow, opponent almost had ironies. If the E were an S. So yeah, he wouldn't have got the bingo down because it wouldn't have fitted. And yeah. And ironize doesn't work either. But ironize is, yeah, it wouldn't have worked. So cat, I think, did have some strategic merit. Anyway, nothing great here for opponent. Goes with one last attempt to try bingo. And then I think grins, but grains, Greins, for 30, an extra point. And opponent's highest score was rhyme for 33. And then I had a couple of outs there. So that was the end of the game. Yeah, one or two misses as usual. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.